What's up, Action Taker? Today I'm answering a question from community member Deb Schell. She's the founder of findcalmhere.com and the Community Strategy Podcast. And she asks, Mark, what is the best question you've been asked as a guest or have asked as a host? And this question actually really got me thinking, because asking better questions, answering better questions, that's how we improve as podcasters. And as I was reflecting on this, I couldn't really think of one specific question or one specific time. However, over the course of the past 5 years, I've learned how to ask better questions. And at the root of asking great questions, there's a few core things you want to keep in mind. But the goal here is to lead the conversation in a particular direction based on your guest and based on your audience. And to take that one level further, you really want your guest to be sharing stories. The more stories, the better. It's pretty often, at least when I first started out, I would ask questions saying, hey, what are your top 3 pieces of advice for podcasters? What are 3 ways I can monetize my show, right? And part of that is good, but even better is getting your guest to explain those bullet points within the context of story. So let me just ask you, or give you a few different ideas on how you can lay out better questions. So firstly, you want to ask open-ended questions, but not too open-ended. If you ask a question like, tell me how you got started, woo, that's a spicy meatball. That's going to be a 10-minute question and answer, unless the guest is like really prepared and really has their origin story locked in and has really thought about how to make it interesting. But try to break it down into more bite-sized pieces. For example, what's an achievement you're proud of? What was your biggest challenge starting out? Who was the first client that you signed? Okay, so asking questions that are open-ended, but concise enough that it allows you to guide that guest through the episode. Another thing that you want to do is be careful giving way too much context to questions, okay? This is a pretty common thing, and this is something that I struggled with first starting off, is instead of just asking the question, for example, what's an achievement you're proud of? You might say something like this. And don't do this, by the way. This is an example of what not to do, so listen up. Tell me something that you're very proud of. And what I mean by proud of is maybe it was a time back, 5 or 6 years ago when you were building your business and you weren't really sure which way to go. And I would just like to know a little bit more about that. Could you expand? See, that's not a great question. A great question might have a lead up, but it has a very succinct question built into it, right? So as opposed to that, you might say, hey, John, that's a great point. I love the way that you built up your business over the past few years. That's really impressive. You've done so many things, but just tell me, what's an achievement that you're really proud of? And how did you achieve it, right? So you want to be careful adding too many and ifs, what ifs, things on the back end. A great question is open-ended but concise enough that it leads the guest in a direction. It brings the audience through the episode, through your story, but it's not way too broad and it's not way too constricted with all these contextual points. And then the last thing that I would say here when it comes to asking great questions is practice active listening. Because again, as the host of the show, you are the guide of the show. You're responsible for guiding the episode in a direction that is interesting, but also good for your guest. So what I like to do is during the episodes, I just take very, very, very brief notes as I'm listening to my guest speak. And I'm not saying write out whole sentences. I'll write out like keywords. There'll be certain keywords that the guest says that I'm like, I want to go deeper into that. That's interesting to me. Jot down those keywords. And then when it comes back to your turn, after the guest has finished completing their thought or finished speaking their point, then it's back to you. Now it's time for you to go to your notepad and ask them to expand on those particular items that you found interesting. Listen, you are one step away. Go take these quick tips, go take the action, start telling better stories, asking better questions, and leading conversations in the direction that you'd like to go. This takes a lot of work, takes a lot of time. It's easier if you join a community just like Deb. Join me and Deb in the podcast Savant Mastermind community so you can ask questions, you can grow, stop wasting your time in the podcast world, start growing and building a podcast that generates profit today. Click the link below. Deb, thanks for the awesome question. Catch you next time. Peace.